You're working on biomarkers to diagnose disease via bacteria which are in the gut, which are called microbiota. Is this something which is realistic?
Well, indeed, one of our interests is try to diagnose a disease in a very non-invasive and simple way, by simple stool analysis. And in some conditions it works wonderfully well, actually even better than what clinicians can do. So yes, definitely realistic.
Please tell me about such a condition. You mentioned liver cirrhosis.
One of the actually strongest signals that we have seen, perhaps with the exception of Crohn's disease and inflammatory bowel disease, is the signal in liver cirrhosis. The microbiome, gut microbiome, is greatly changed. In some patients, over 40% of microbes are foreign invaders. And what are these foreign invaders? Mostly bacteria from our mouth.
And you're saying you can even diagnose the progression of the disease?
Absolutely. Not only can we diagnose patients, and patients which are well compensated, which are very hard actually to diagnose. You have to do it with biopsy. Not only can we diagnose these patients very accurately, but also according to the level of these foreign invaders, we can say what is the status of the disease. And actually, we have excellent correlation with MELD score, which is being used to identify people who are candidates for liver transplantation.
So when will this simple method be available?
Well, we haven't yet started transferring this methodology to a simple point-of-care platform. But we have done so for yet another disease, which is actually rather a risk for a disease. Some people have lost substantial richness of their microbiota, and they are at risk to develop diabetes type 2, cardiovascular disease, and we can identify these people with about 95% accuracy. The test for that, commercial test for that, prototype commercial test for that, should be ready by the end of this year.
One last question. You can diagnose liver cirrhosis. Is there also a therapy with bacteria in the future?
Well, you see, this is our next challenge. We see that the microbiome is kind of toxic, produces molecules which aggravate the disease. So that leads us to believe, on the one hand, that if we can modulate, if we can change, if we can perhaps transplant healthy microbiome in these people, that will be a help. But we also need perhaps to intervene to avoid further alteration of that microbiome. And since we have a model which is deficiency of bile production, which lowers the barrier against implementation of these foreign invaders, maybe we should do two things at the same time. Restore the healthy microbiome and raise the barrier, perhaps with medication.
Okay, there's hope for the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.